Well, I think as I said, we do invest throughout the UK, but we split our portfolio on a core and active basis, and the core is about 80% of it, and that tends to be very prime, very well secured investments. The majority of those are in the West. We only invest in the West End, so the city office market for us it's not to say that it's not a market that you can deliver returns from, but it's much more cyclical, and it tends to be driven by global events rather than the underlying UK factors, and also planning is much more restrictive in the West End, as David's statistics illustrated. It's much more difficult to increase the supply chain there. So we're comfortable there. Retailing, we're London retail, and then the sort of the cathedral cities, and there's still demand for prime in those cities and towns where there's a broader purpose, can I say, for the centre, for the retail centre. There's obviously a big change going on in the high street, but in those prime areas, those large city centres, we're finding demand is holding up from the retailers and rental growth is still there. So those are the main sectors, retail and West End offices. And our weighting has traditionally been more than 50% in London and the South East, which is historically where the performance has come from the UK. So I think what's going on at the moment is just an exaggeration, really, of the trends that have always been there. And I think the difficulty with the regional markets is that a lot of the investments there have been underpinned by long leases to very secure covenants, which, when those leases expire, there's very few occupiers that are now looking to take new office accommodation in the regions. The government has gone, the banks have gone, financial services are not really there. So you're dealing with a very big change in the regional markets, which is one of the reasons why it's difficult to make it work. I mean, I think the pricing adjustment is happening, and it's becoming an easier equation to solve. And I think that will continue to be the case, but there's been a big adjustment.